Hi everyone, Victoria here. I hope you are having a phenomenal day wherever you are around the world. Today I would love to speak to you about licensing. I work with my private clients on licensing their intellectual property, their methodology, their courses, their frameworks, their formulas, their content. And if you are wanting to start really ramping up your profits and looking at welcoming six-figure months consistently, building your digital assets, being your intellectual property once and selling them on repeat, and really being able to get your content into the hands of thousands and thousands of people worldwide, I'd love to share with you some licensing opportunities for you today to start thinking about. My goal today is to blow your mind with inspiration and potential. I feel like when we're in our business, and I've been in business for 28, almost 29 years now, I feel like we put ourselves often into a box. I can't do this because I'm working on this particular project. Oh, I shouldn't start this because I'm working with this coach or doing this course. I have built my business through a multiple revenue stream, meaning I have multiple streams of revenue profit coming into my business every single day, 24/7, 365 days. What I want you to now start thinking about is just not thinking outside the box, but really thinking and honoring that there is no box. There's nothing that you cannot do in your business. We often wait for the right time. We often wait for a sign, wait for permission or approval or validation. And what I want to share with you today is you have to stop waiting. Like, what are you actually waiting for? It's time to get started. It's time to roll up your sleeves and do the work. Now, licensing is a fabulous opportunity for you to create more money in your business and bring in money consistently and faster. But when I'm talking about money, I'm talking premium pricing. You're not selling a $1,997 course here. We're not selling a 3, 4, 5K coaching or mentoring or consulting offer. We're talking high ticket, premium prices. So for the next few minutes, I want you just to open your mind to all of the possibilities. And instead of thinking, oh, I can only do this, or having those imposter syndrome feelings of no one would buy that from me, or Victoria, who would pay $500,000 to license my content? Like, we're just getting rid of all of that. There's no box. It is limitless to what you can do. So what I would love to do, I've just spent a little bit of time in the last few days putting my notes together for you because I want to share just some possibilities for you to start thinking about. And the beauty of the licensing model is you get to build these digital assets once and sell them on repeat for very high ticket. So let's say you had a licensing deal that was $100K, you sold that to one person a month. The numbers start stacking quickly. The profit in your bank account starts stacking quickly. So we are going to blow your mind at all the possibilities. Some will align with you straight away and you'll be like, oh, I'm ready to do that. And others you're like, not so much. Like, that doesn't feel like a good fit. And you don't have to limit yourself. I have clients inside my 7 and 8 figure mastermind that are doing all of these licensing opportunities. Some are doing 1, some are doing 2. And the beauty of this is it's your business and you get to choose. All right, let's jump straight in and start looking at really monetizing your expertise, turning your intellectual property into what I love to call an income machine, meaning you're not doing all the things. When you're in the licensing model, You're not doing TikTok and Instagram and Twitter or X. You're not having to write a blog and add new content onto your website or into a membership platform every day. You're not having to have webinars and sales calls and running a massive team. You don't have to be in school or Facebook groups answering questions and looking for clients. It is the most streamlined business model that I personally have ever experienced. All right, if you've been in my world for a while, you'll know that I am slightly obsessed with B2B global platforms. My B2B global platform changed my life, changed my business, changed my life, so I shout it from the rooftops. In its simplest form, it is where you put all of your content into one platform and sell it to an organization as a 12-month license, and they pay very high ticket, usually between 50 and 500K. That's just one licensing opportunity. 2, we can start looking at exclusive licensing. This is when one client gets full rights to your content within an agreed scope. This means that only that organization has access to your framework, to your methodology, to your intellectual property. And this is very premium pricing. We usually start around $1 million for exclusive licensing. You will license your content for a limited amount of time, whether it's 12 months. We had a client recently do a 3-year contract, but only that organization can get access to your IP. And I want to give you an example. This is one of our clients that has done an exclusive licensing rights deal beautifully well and has been beautifully compensated. So she created a very comprehensive sales training program, and it is very specific to women in sales. And her marketing and her core messaging is very much around how men and women digest content differently, how our brains work differently. So she has created a sales training program for women in sales. Now, she could very easily sell this to individuals, coaches, consultants, course creators, agencies, etc. for $1,000. Instead, she's put together an exclusive training program. It's a 7-figure deal. And with that, this one organization that has tens of thousands of employees has exclusive rights to use her sales training program across their organization for the duration of the contract. This particular organization can't give details due to NDA and confidentiality. This particular organization now has a competitive edge. Every single female in their sales departments and sales teams across the world, worldwide, are now trained with her training program, her sales training program. It's exclusive. Nobody else can get access to that, and that is a 7-figure deal. How many of your courses, your programs, your coaching offers would you have to sell to make $1 million? One sale. How many would it take you? What I want from you is to really think, like I call it the unicorn universe. I really want you to feel into and lean into opportunities. And if the idea of moving away from the hustle and the grind and doing all the things and just focusing on building digital assets to license excites you, so you're not selling to the mass markets, you're not having to sell just to one person to make $1,000 or even one person to make $5,000. You're selling your intellectual property for very high ticket, premium pricing, and you now are positioned as the unicorn, as the category of one. And when you are the category of one in your industry, you're the go-to person. You're the credible source. You're the one that people reach out to for opportunities, for collaborations, for deals, for licensing deals. So lean into this. because it has the potential to change your life and your business forever. Next, let's look at some non-exclusive licensing. This means it's not a $1 million deal because more than one organization or one department, however you look at it, will get access. So an example of this could be you have created a leadership training program designed to boost employee retention and engagement. Mid-sized companies will pay you $50K each for 12 months. They can use it for their teams. You retain full ownership of the content, but now you're selling a 12-month license to mid-sized companies for $50K. This approach will scale your impact and income, and it is something that you can build once and continue to sell. You can continue to sell that. That's non-exclusive licensing. Otherwise, you've got the 7-figure deal at the exclusive licensing. You sell it once, you cannot sell that sales program again within that contract time. But imagine making $1 million in a year, and that's the one client, and it's hands off because everything's built. So you're not in there doing the training. You're not in there answering questions. You're not a facilitator. You're not hosting a community. You build it once, and then the organization takes over and they assign their own team leaders, their own facilitators to teach your methodology, your intellectual property. I'm really, really hoping that what I'm sharing with you right now is landing and anchoring. And I hope you're feeling so excited about the possibility. This is a business model that changes everything for you. Next is revenue share licensing. And this is where you take a percentage of the revenue generated by your content. And I want to give you an example. And this is a current client of ours. And what he is doing is he has developed a high converting marketing framework for digital product launches. So a coaching business, for example, that is his main target audience, coaching businesses, license his system and they integrate it into their client offering, into their offer. So that coach can now use his high converting marketing framework for their own business and for that of their clients. In return, he receives 20% of the revenue they generate from using his framework. So for example, he recently had a launch that was $500,000 of another client, and he earned $100,000 of that through the revenue share. Now you've got two options here. One, you can offer it and then you just get the revenue share, or you can do what he does and what most of my clients do. There's a small fee up front, and when I say small, usually around 20K plus that 20% of revenue share. It's a great option if you're looking to have more of that hands-off approach. You've built the framework, the methodology's there. Now you're selling it, but you don't have to handle the implementation, the client delivery, the sales. They look after all of that. That's a really interesting licensing model. Okay, limited time licensing. This is where clients use your IP for a specific time only. So this is perfect if they're testing a new market or offering flexibility to clients. Let's say you've created a wellness curriculum and it's tailored for very small businesses, very small teams, and the company wants to use that to enhance their employee productivity. Let's say they pay you $50K, $70K for a 12-month license. They can then implement that program internally during that period. At the end of that time, they can either renew the license for another year or opt out. It's very flexible, and we usually make it shorter than 12 months. That's just one example of one of our wellness and health life coaches, what she and her best friend are doing. They do that together. So with a B2B Global Platform, We usually do the 12 months, but with the limited time licensing, sometimes it's 30 days, sometimes it's 3 months. It's usually a smaller time frame, but think big picture of B2B Global Platform when it comes to a licensing model, limited time. All right, the next one is white label licensing, and this is really exciting, and this is blowing up in the corporate world right now. This is where clients can rebrand your content as their own. If you're looking at doing this, Go High Level is the perfect choice. Go High Level, GHL, it's all ready to go. One of our examples, this is of a past client of ours. She developed a time management and productivity course with proven strategies to boost efficiency. A corporate training company licenses her course for $150,000 a year and rebrands it under their logo, their brand style guide, their colors and materials, and then they present it as their own content. They deliver it to their clients under their name, while you are the one collecting the money, and you don't have to go and build new content, you don't have to do any delivery. It is very much a win-win partnership that leverages your expertise and their distribution channels. So it's your content, but they are showcasing it as part of their offering. The one thing I will say about this is make sure you have a contract, a letter of agreement in place for that, so it's very much an ethical and transparent business offering and partnership. But white label, so exciting to be able to do that. One of our, actually not one, I'm going to say a few of our clients are doing white label at the moment, and majority of them are not just handing it over for the organization to rebrand and white label. They are either doing it themselves or hiring a VA that will spend the time in Go High Level uploading the content in the colors, the format, the fonts that represent the organization that purchased that license. So white labeling, super exciting. Okay, let me just open another file that I have here. I wanted to share some others with you that are not as popular, but they are still considerations when you're looking at the licensing model. So the first one is geographic territorial licensing, and this allows clients to use your content in specific geographic regions. So let's say, I've got an example here. One of our current clients, Eric, he has developed a fitness coaching program tailored to busy professionals. He has a partner in Europe that wants exclusive rights to distribute his program across the region. They are currently paying $90,000 annually, while Eric is retaining the rights to sell it now in North America and other markets. The arrangement lets you tap into new regions, but giving them exclusive rights. Personally, I thought Eric's price point was too low. Most people would be charging closer to like a $300 to $500K for a geographic territorial licensing deal. Okay, next is per user licensing. So think of something like Slack. You build something and people pay per user. Let's say a company signs a licensing agreement with you to give 200 of their employees access at $1,000 per user annually. As their workforce grows, they continue to add more users, and this automatically increases your revenue, another $1,000 per user. Many of our clients, and I've done this in the past with one of my B2B global platforms, we had a tiered pricing approach, which made it even more lucrative, make a lot more money that way. So per user licensing, very, very popular. Great for SaaS models, software, or content that scales with user access. And I think the tiered pricing for volume discounts to really large companies, like think if somebody had 25 1,000 people in their organization and they're paying you per user, you give discount for volume. So it's another option. These are opportunities for you to tap into. And what I personally love so much about all of this is you just build these digital assets once and then sell them on repeat. You don't have to keep creating new content. Many of our clients choose a few of these and they offer them all at once to a client. That can work, but I feel like you can often overcomplicate it when you do that. I say this often, but a confused mind never buys. And if you've got all these options, sometimes you're like, oh, it's too much. I'm just going to click out. That's too hard, too complicated. Don't have time to go through all of that. So sometimes it really is better to have, a B2B global platform that you put everything in and then you work out the licensing opportunity from there. You could even have some things hidden, some things available as in content. So you could have some content hidden for a certain price tier, then a little bit more for a higher, and then the really high, let's say 500K for a 12-month license, they get access to everything, nothing's hidden. So you could tier it as well. So many possibilities for you. All right, the next one we do a lot for smaller deals. So this is a one-time use licensing. So clients will pay to use your content for a single project or a single event. That could be let's say a retreat organizer or retreat organization company purchases a license from you for 30 days, or we've had one recently, did one for 7 days. They pay you 10K, 20K, 30K, and they can use your IP, but only for that period of time. It's a one-time use. They can't use it again. A conference organizer could pay you 12K to use your keynote presentation material for one of their events. We had a client that was, they weren't presenting live. They recorded the presentation and it was picked up by a large global conference organization, and they paid 29K to have access for it for the event itself, for the conference, and then for 30 days after, there was access to it on their online portal. Do you see all these opportunities? There are so many when it comes to licensing. All right, I have 2 more I want to share with you today. The next one is franchise licensing, and this enables others to replicate your business model using your IP. So let's say you have a 7-step methodology on keto lifestyle, or on Pilates, or on social media, or you have one that's more of a holistic wellness business model. You can then sell that intellectual property, including the training, to another organization, another individual, an entrepreneur, for a price point of, let's say, 50K, 75K. With this means that they are replicating your business model. So you've built your business, you've got your systems, your framework. How much time did that take you? An exceptional amount of time. Why not sell that for high ticket to another coach, or a gym owner, or a PR company, a marketing agency, a software company, and they can then replicate that from you. I'll give you an example. Let's say you have built a successful holistic wellness brand and a unique business model that you've built your systems, your framework around. You've got a course in there, you've got the branding all done, and you've got the operating frameworks behind that. Let's say an entrepreneur pays you $100,000 up front to license your business model, and they will then be able to use that in their business, And some of our clients receive ongoing royalties based on the sale, based on the entrepreneur, the coach, the business owner that purchased it. You will then get ongoing royalties as well. So that is a big business model. All right, the last one I wanted to share with you is media and streaming licensing. This is great for content creators. So you've created a video series on ... Let's say it's on feminine leadership and female empowerment in the workplace. You've got your content out there. A popular streaming platform licenses the series from you. It could be a podcast series. It could be short masterclasses. Maybe you've got a few different content mediums in there. They pay you $125,000 for 12 months. And then their subscribers get access to your content. And then this agreement must include a clause for royalties. So you get to earn a percentage of revenue based on how often your series is streamed. And this in itself enables you to get your content out to so many more people, and you're getting paid up front. And then they do the delivery of your video series on a media or streaming licensing model. So there is so much for you to think about today in terms of those licensing models. And I just wanted to give you like little pieces of the puzzle so you can start thinking about how you can do this. Because I imagine you already have so much great content. We have clients that come and work with us and they want to just start from scratch. They were like, okay, I want to build a series that I can sell to streaming platforms. Maybe it's a 12-part series on an introduction to manifestation, or an introduction to human design, or how to start a business from scratch. And then you have this media and streaming license that you get paid high ticket for, and they then work on the distribution from their end. Licensing models takes out a lot of the back end, like a lot of the tech, a lot of that kind of drama for you, because you build the content once and then sell that on repeat. You've also got, and I wasn't going to bring this up today, but I'll just share this with you now because we've got many clients doing this, customized licensing. So you might go to an organization and you'll create a pitch deck and you will present an idea to them. And I've talked about this a lot with one of our clients. She has sold her cooking series that she pre-recorded to an airline. We have another client who has put together a beautiful video series. I'd love to share all the information because it's phenomenal, and this is a huge monetary opportunity and deal. So I'll give you a bit of an overview. Went to a very large hotel and resort chain and offered to do don't want to give away too much. Basically put together how to do a workout in your hotel room. So you get up in the morning, you don't want to go to the gym, but you want to work out. Click on the channel, it's on the TV, you get to do the workout in the hotel room, in the resort room, wherever you are. Pre-recorded it and then went ahead and did some branding of this particular hotel and resort chain, sent it through to the decision maker, and that deal went through. And now that particular, every time you go to that resort chain, that hotel chain, you'll click on and be able to watch those masterclasses, those fitness in your room masterclasses. Very high, very high ticket. Can't share the price point, but think zeros. And it was customized. So the person watching it sees the hotel logo come up, the branding in the top right-hand corner. It's customized for that organization, for that brand. We have other clients that do things similar to that, but it might be more of a geographic one. So one of our clients lives in New York, or just outside of New York, and has put together a New York walking series. So has hired a videographer and walks around and does different things in New York and around New York, but mainly in New York, and has sold that particular walking series to a couple of non-exclusive rights to a couple of different hotels. They did one with a media company inside New York, a publishing company. They now can either sell that to their subscribers, but there is a minimum price point that they have to sell that for. Again, premium pricing. Once you really start thinking about licensing your content, it's going to take you to a whole different world, the unicorn universe, because you're going to be doing things so differently. You're not going to be in Facebook groups looking for clients and answering questions and hope somebody is excited by your answer and reaches out and says, oh, I want to work with you, I want to buy all your stuff. No. You're not going to be having to spend money on paid ads and just hoping the right person comes across your ad. In the unicorn universe, and when we're working in licensing, B2B global platforms, exclusive rights, non-exclusive rights, franchise licensing, the media and streaming licensing per person, geographic, all that we've spoke about today, it's an exclusive outreach. You find out who the decision maker is, we make that connection, and we're offering things up front with the VBT strategy, value before transaction. These people are getting to experience your content, and it's either an effortless yes or it's a no. So the exclusive outreach, that's part of my proprietary intellectual property. It's the unicorn method, UNICORYN, where we do an exclusive outreach, and almost think of it, like I said earlier, a pitch deck. It's like you're a startup and you're pitching to an investor for a certain amount of money. You're not sending them a presentation. Your pitch deck is to experience your free content. So that might be a 7, 14, 21, 30-day free trial. You don't have to have a sales call. You don't have to answer their objections. You don't have to wait for them to check with their partner. With licensing models, you're dealing with organizations that have money to spend. Organizations have budgets. They have money to spend. And if you're able to tap into that need, you are sitting on a gold mine. Sitting on a gold mine. So really think today. I want you to sit and I want you to have a really, really deep conversation, the most honest conversation with yourself that you've had. Where do I want to take this business of mine? Do you want to hustle? Do you want to grind? Do you want to keep, doing all the things you're doing, throwing things at the wall and hoping they stick? Or do you want to follow a proven methodology, the unicorn methodology that takes you from where you are now to licensing deals, to licensing opportunities, to being the one? And the 3 key things that I focus on for you. 1, multiple 6-figure months. You sell a licensing deal for $300,000 a month, or you sell one in 3 months, that's $300,000 in your bank account. 2, the impact, the amount of people that are going to get access to your body of work, your genius. I talk about this all the time, but you are the magic kingdom. You're it, you're the one. And people are buying the keys to your magical kingdom, not to you, to your content, to your zone of genius, to your body of work. So the global impact and the amount of people you're going to help is just incredible. And 3, the freedom. This model, boy, the freedom it brings you. Just think for a moment now, if in, let's say, 30 days time you sold a licensing deal for $300,000, I'm pretty sure that you'd be breathing a little easier. You wouldn't be wondering, where is my next client from? You wouldn't be thinking, oh, I need to go back and get a job. Your partner keeps saying, if you can't make more money, you've got to go get a job. And then what if 45 days after that, you sold a licensing deal for another $300,000? It's up to you. This is your business and you need to decide where you want to take it. And if anything at all that I've shared with you today excites you even this much, I invite you to send me a private message. Just reach out to me, private message on Facebook. Tell me a little bit about your business, maybe send me a link to your website, and I will give you completely free, zero obligation, some recommendations of what I would do from a licensing perspective if I was in your shoes. And that free message and those free recommendations I'm going to share with you could completely transform your life. Most definitely your bank account. But you have to want to do it for you. You have to want to do it for your financial freedom. Because you will have to spend, and my one-on-one offer is 21 days, you will have to spend 21 days building your digital assets, being your courses, your frameworks, your content, your IP, and then deciding which of these licensing models would work and align best with you. There is so much possibility for you in the licensing world, in the unicorn universe. So my invitation today, if just a smidge has excited you, you're intrigued, you found yourself leaning in, you found yourself writing notes, send me a message and let my almost 3 decades of work and wisdom and expertise and my zone of genius help you completely for free come up with what your licensing model could look like, could feel like. And then you'll have 2 opportunities. One, take what I've shared and go with it and get going. Our licensing clients are 7, multi-7, 8-figure business owners, many without a team, maybe a VA, 2 VAs. Or 2, come and work with me personally for the next 21 days and we build it all out together. We build it all out together. That is a $20,000 US investment for the 21 days. And my personal promise, my personal guarantee to you, because we've all been burnt, we've all invested in coaches and mentoring and courses where we get no results, no ROI. We feel burnt. Sometimes we feel like ghosted. My personal guarantee to you is I will continue to work with you after the 21 days. If we haven't sold one of your very high ticket licensing deals, such as your B2B Global Platform already, I will continue to work with you completely for free. You won't spend another dollar with me to sell your very first high ticket licensing opportunity. That could be your B2B Global Platform. You could have an idea that you want to do something like the customized opportunity where you get your content into a hotel, a resort chain, an airline, a hospitality organization. Whatever it is, your opportunity is now. Your time is now. Stop waiting, stop wishing, and really remember, I pretty much say this every day, but it is so true. No one's coming. This is you, this is your time to show up, roll up your sleeves and get to work. In 21 days, in 30 days, in 45 days, you could have a multi-6-figure licensing deal. It moves fast. Money loves speed, impact loves speed, and freedom loves speed. So after you've had that conversation with yourself and you feel that fire in your belly, you have that stirring in your soul that, this is for me. I want more. I want more money. I want more time with my family. I want to make memories. I want to travel. I want to buy my parents their dream home. I want to retire my husband. I want to pay for my kids' tuition. I want to move my wife from working full-time to part-time. It doesn't matter what it is. Buy a new car. Buy a new handbag. Buy a new house. If you have that fire, if you have that stir inside, reach out, let's chat, and let's see what your next steps look like to bring this all to life. Take radical self-ownership and accountability. No one's doing it for you. It's harsh but true. It's your time. Take radical self-ownership and accountability and make it happen. It's happening to people all around you every day. The unicorn universe is waiting for you. It's just your time to say yes to yourself and step into the unicorn universe and become a category of one and become the unicorn that you were born to be. I can't wait to chat with you inside the Facebook DMs. I will speak to you very soon. Again, 100% free, zero obligation. We'll map it out together. Big, big love, everyone. Thank you for sharing your time with me today, and bye for now.